Where to find happiness and bliss. Xiefeng. Why do people spend their lives toiling and racking their brains? Undoubtedly, whether it's studying, working, marrying, establishing a family, starting a company, running a business, making money, or holding office, the struggle is driven by one goal: to live happily, joyfully, freely, and blissfully. No one becomes a wealthy person, a star, a high-ranking official, or an academic authority to live in annoyance, pain, fear, or sorrow. Claims that one lives for the strength and glory of their family, nation, state, party, or religion are certainly nonsense. If it's not to make oneself and others live happily and freely, or if your heroic sacrifice and inspiring struggle result in a life that is neither human nor ghostly, then all your efforts are not only a personal tragedy but also a disaster for society and nature. Therefore, exploring the source of happiness and bliss is the primary task to keep a clear mind. Without understanding the way to happiness and bliss, even if you lived in heaven, you would not be happy or blissful. What are happiness and bliss? Happiness is the outward manifestation of inner satisfaction, contentment, pleasure, and comfort expressed through emotions, language, behavior, and posture. Bliss is the sense of fulfillment achieved spiritually and mentally by being free from annoyance, pain, sorrow, and fear. Happiness is a state that others can feel, while bliss is internal, known only to oneself and not to others. Happiness is dynamic. Bliss is static. What factors are related to happiness and bliss? We must first ask, were people 1,000 years ago living happier and more blissful lives, or are people today? This question has no answer because, although people 1,000 years ago were not as materially rich and their lives were not as convenient as today's people, they did not have computers, mobile phones, cars, planes, electricity, or any electric devices. They had no running water at home, no glass in their windows, but their happiness and bliss were no less than that of people today, and the anxieties and troubles of modern people are not less than those of the past. The happiness and bliss of a city engineer are not more than that of a shepherd boy on the grasslands, who may have even fewer worries and sorrows. Is there any difference between the sexual climax experienced by people 2,000 years ago and that experienced by people today? Is the sexual climax obtained on a Simmons bed more stimulating and richer than that obtained in a cornfield? From this, we know that happiness and bliss have nothing to do with the richness of materials. The happiness and bliss brought by giving someone a peach or a computer have no essential difference. The happiness and bliss brought by giving someone a Mercedes-Benz car today may not be as rich and lasting as the happiness and bliss brought by giving someone a cow hundreds of years ago. Who is happier and more blissful, a woman adorned with jewels or a barefoot woman raising thousands of ducks? Who can be sure that the happiness and bliss of a woman who picks a wildflower to wear on her head are less than that of a woman wearing a gold necklace and diamond earrings? Compare someone who earns a monthly salary of 10,000 yuan and receives a year-end bonus with another person who works diligently for a year without any salary or bonus. Who lives happier and more blissfully? If your answer is that the person with a monthly salary of 10,000 yuan lives happier and more blissful than the person who works hard for a year without earning a penny, then your answer is wrong. In reality, the person who works hard without any income is happier and more blissful than the one with a monthly salary of 10,000 yuan. There is a fact for reference: the comparison between the city's 996 white-collar workers, a term in China referring to the grueling schedule of working from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., 6 days a week, and Chanyuan Celestials of the second home of life Changyuan who have no salary or bonus all year round. Chanyuan Celestials living in the second home are definitely happier and more blissful than the city office workers. Whether a person lives happily and blissfully has nothing to do with money, status, power, or fame, but it is related to the soul, spirit, realm, pattern, and quality. Happiness is related to creation, and bliss is related to giving and dedication. Without creation, there is no happiness. Without dedication, there is no bliss. A person who is grateful, selfless, creative, giving, and reasonable, even if living in a thatched cottage and eating simple meals, always lives happily and blissfully. In contrast, a selfish person, one who is strong in ego and personal views, ungrateful, unwilling to dedicate to others, always thinking they are right and others are wrong, heavy with envy and comparison. Even if living in a palace, served by many, and provided with all luxurious needs, will still not live happily or blissfully. Humanity has struggled for thousands of years to live happily, joyfully, freely, and blissfully. They have established the United Nations, states, religious and political organizations, invented high technology and currency, and have racked their brains and worked hard for money, office, fame, power, and status. Have you found the key to happiness, joy, freedom, and bliss? If you have found it, congratulations and blessings to you. If not, then go find it in the second home created by Life a Genuine.